is another choice. Yosel Chevrolet owes Gio. Highway 271 South in Gilmer.
The Finca Mexican Restaurant at 200 East Warren in Gilmer wishes the Gilmer Buckeyes great success in 1996. The Finca is proud to be in Gilmer, and they invite you to stop in and enjoy the best homemade Mexican cooking in Texas. Just one visit and you'll quickly realize why folks from all over East Texas make the drive to Gilmer just to eat at La Finca. And besides a full menu of delicious Mexican favorites, La Finca also features American entrees as well. The Finca Mexican Restaurant, Highway 271 in Warren Street in Gilmer.
And, of course, going against the wind and the fact that this would be about a 46 or 47-yard field goal attempt, Coach Doug Bush making the obvious decision, we will go for it on 4th and 6. The ball spotted down at the 29. They've got to get to the Lion, or rather to the Bulldog 23. It will be Casey Hathaway out wide to the left side. Here goes what I thought was going to be a pitch to Rico Gardner. They were trying to set up the option, but obviously the option never got off the ground. And the Lion, or rather Bulldog defense has held, and Kilgore will take over 1st and 10.
Gilmer National Bank proudly invites you to stop by their new location at 900 Northwood in Gilmer today. You'll love the easy access into and about their new 24-hour telebank service that allows you to make numerous transactions by phone 24 hours a day. Stop by today at 900 Northwood in Gilmer, and you'll say, Gilmer National, that's my bank.
And as you can see, the pass complete for 17 yards over on the right side, or left side rather, the right side of the Buckeye defense to J.J. Hablinski. He is the leading receiver for the Ragin' Red, and it's all the way up on the completion to the 48.5-yard line. So immediately the Ragin' Red gets cooking with 1:43 left in the quarter, and quite obviously they want to get back down here and get some points on the board before the quarter ends, and then they have to go against the wind. One thing for Buckeye fans, seeing what Gilmer did against the wind, imagine what they'll do when they go with it. Handoff going to Toombs. He breaks free momentarily after it looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain. Finally, the officials blow the whistle. He could have been eaten alive. I don't know why they didn't blow it a little sooner.
Well, Toombs got buried by a host of Buckeyes to push him back that time.
The gain, it was for 3 yards into Buckeye territory to the 49. And now Casey Hathaway will be coming out along with Tron Webb, and going in will be Casey Hathaway, or excuse me, not Casey Hathaway, Carlos Smith, along with Josh Fluellen. 2nd down and 7. We're at 57 seconds left in the first quarter. They will go with Hablinski and also Ryder out wide to the right side. Now Davis goes in motion toward the right. Pitch back going to Toombs. The Buckeyes better come up quick. They do close it off, but not until he gets across the 45 down to the Buckeye 43. That will be short of the yardage needed for the first down, but with 35 seconds and counting left in the first quarter, it will set them up with a 3rd and short, and of course there will definitely be one more play here before the end of this quarter. Rafe Mata looks over to the sidelines to try to get the play, and it's a little bit late coming in from Toombs. As he comes in, gives it to Rafe Mata. Running off will be Davis, and I'll tell you, they're going to really have to hurry to get this thing off. It will be Hablinski out wide to the left side and Ryder wide to the right. And it's getting real close. They get it off barely. No, they don't. The flag flies. They're going to be called for delay of game, I do believe. They pushed it to the very limit. Now, of course, certainly 1.6 seconds left. If indeed that is a delay of game against the Ragin' Red, the 5-yard penalty there would move them back to 3rd down and 7. But
I'd like to see that.
It's not. It's against the Buckeyes for offside. So we're going to have a first down for the Ragin' Red on the penalty. Offsides Buckeyes, that'll give them 5, give them the automatic first down. And what's even worse, with the flag falling, 1.6 seconds left, so the Ragin' Red will have one more play here with the wind at the Buckeye 38. Well, I said they would. That's right. The clock starts immediately after the penalty, so that will end the first quarter. But as we begin the second quarter, the Ragin' Red will be at the Buckeye 38-yard line, 1st and 10, end of 1. The Gilmer Buckeyes 0, the Kilgore Bulldogs 0.
E-Tex Cellular and E-Tex Telephone Cooperative are your hometown community partners for telecommunication services in Upshur and Marion counties. E-Tex Cellular, in cooperation with 360 Communications, can give you the latest in cellular telephones.
1st and 10, and we've got a flag on the play, as there's going to definitely be some movement over on the far side, and that will push the Ragin' Red back, I do believe, to 1st and 15. Illegal procedure the call, and that will move the ball back to the Buckeye 43, and certainly that helps the Buckeyes' cause because remember, now that we've changed quarters, we've also changed wind directions, and now it's the Kilgore Bulldogs going against that wind and not the Buckeyes. But I will say this, the wind is not as big a factor as it was last week because it was a swirling wind last week. This week is just pretty much a steady 10 to 15 mile an hour wind from the north. First and 15 now for the Bulldogs. Hablinski will be wide to the left side and Ryder wide right. Toombs in the backfield with Davis. Long count trying to draw the Buckeyes off. Pitch back going to Toombs. He's met immediately and dropped after a gain of about a yard down to the 42.5-yard line, call it. 2nd down and 9.
The Buckeyes read that one, and they were able to drop him down. Toombs and buried once again for a little bit of loss, it looks like. But I was thinking in that first quarter, even though Gilmer was going against the wind with Tron back as quarterback, he had the arm. He was still throwing into the wind 20 yards down the field. I'm excited to see what he's going to do with the wind the second quarter.
That's what I was mentioning a while ago, and both now Ryder and Hablinski will come out wide to left. Here goes Mata back in pass formation, being chased. He breaks free and almost completes the pass on the far sideline, about 2 yards short of the first down, and upset with himself back there for the Gilmer Buckeyes was number 32. That was Anthony Hawkins, who thought he should have gotten Rafe Mata. I don't think he should have, but he made a good play for trying to get him. Nonetheless, 3rd down and 15. Ball spotted at the Buckeye 43.
Well, the Buckeye defense that time was able to break down that big line from Kilgore and push the quarterback over the far sideline, make him have to run around, do the little uh-oh, I'm in trouble dance.
And it will be Ryder this time, 3rd and 15, wide to the left side. J.J. Hablinski wide right, and it looked as though the Raging Red went into motion, but they got away with it. Pass going up the middle, and the Buckeyes stop it after about a 10-yard gain, so that will bring up 4th and 5 now. So although they give up the pass, that was to the tight end, Daniel Morgan, the 200-pound senior. And now they mark it back a little bit farther, back at the Buckeye 34, so it'll be 4th down and 6. And I'm relatively certain that the Raging Red will go for the first down here. I don't think they feel that they can kick a 50-yarder against the wind. And it will be Mitchell bringing the play in as they will go for it on 4th and 6. Big play here again for the Buckeye defense. Ryder wide to the left side, Hablinski wide right. The Buckeyes get set, dropping back, faking the draw, and going on the keeper is Mata. He overthrows Jamar Toombs. He would have had the first down, overthrows him as he was a little bit height-wise and a little bit position-wise better than David Lee Smith, but just a bad pass against that wind by Mata, and the Buckeye defense is held again, and Gilmer will take over 1st and 10 from their own 34. 10:25 left in the first half of play, no score.
Well, they were all covered. All the receivers were covered. I think if Toombs would have been about 5 yards further down the field and about 6 feet taller, he would have gotten that ball.
That wind is hard to judge. As you could see, Tron Webb did a good job with it against the wind. Let's see how long it takes him to adjust going with the wind. And the Buckeyes have too many men on the field. They get Clyde Osborne off just in time. Handoff going to Carlos Smith. He goes across right tackle, out across the 35 to the 36. Gain of, call it about 2.5. 2nd down and a short 7.
That was Freeman coming over to wrap him in. It looked like one of the Kilgore players was coming in, almost might have got him on the face mask as they were diving in trying to hit him. That they're able to swarm, and they have that speed and that strength to be able to do it.
Call it 2nd and 8. It will be Casey Hathaway wide to the right side, dropping back to pass, but nobody covering to protect quarterback Tron Webb as the Buckeyes blew the coverage on the offensive line. That man ran in untouched, and Webb was doomed before he ever got started. Loss on that play of about 8 yards, 3rd and 16.
Well, they read that one very well, and Rico Gardner was hollering at him, but Tron didn't have enough time to react because that defensive lineman the defense was on him that quick. Rico was open for the screen pass on the near sideline.
And let's see what they do now. Big play once again. The Buckeyes want to pick up the first down. It will be Brad Jones and Clyde Osborne wide to the right side. 3rd and 16. Going on the draw to Rico Gardner. If he can break through, one more man to beat. I was about to say he might have a shot at it, but that one man came up, closed him off after a gain of 6. It'll be 4th down and 10, and the Buckeyes unable to move it with the wind will have to punt, but at least they will punt with the wind. But I can assure you, with the problems the Buckeyes have had in the kicking game, you can bet this Raging Red team will keep 10 men up close to the line of scrimmage, and in fact Rafe Mata will be the only deep man with no safety man back deep to help him. And here goes Tron Webb once again as the Buckeyes shift with 3 protection men trying to guess what the Raging Red are going to do. Good snap. Tron pulls it down, gets a nice kickoff. The fair catch called for by Rafe Mata at the 33 of the Raging Red, and they will set up 1st and 10 from there. 8:44 left in the first half. No score between the Buckeyes and Kilgore Bulldogs. Left side of the Buckeye defense, and Mitchell just basically the same thing he did now near the goal line a while ago in the first quarter, riding on the back of Portley. This time takes it for 4 yards out to the 37.5-yard line. 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs.
Well, I kind of like that name for the big guy. His name is Portley.
Yeah. I thought about that earlier.
Person.
And let's see what they do here. 2nd down and 6. It will be J.J. Hablinski wide to the right side. Corey Ryder wide to the left. Mitchell and Davis in there. Mitchell and Toombs in the backfield now. Hand off to Mitchell once again. He squirts free after being hit immediately as he got the ball at the line of scrimmage and just fell forward for 5 yards. That will bring up a 3rd down and a short 2 out across the 42-yard line for the Raging Red. 7:45 left in the first half, and Kilgore on the move.
Well, that time the Buckeye defender hit him and spun him around, and he had a lot of speed coming out of that backfield. Otherwise, he would have dropped on the spot, and he just spun around and kind of slid down the field. And the Buckeyes got to stop that.
Toombs will go out of the ball game now. Ryder will be wide to the left. Hablinski wide right. Going on the handoff to Mitchell. He has the 1st down at the 45-yard line and picks up 4. He needed 3. He needed about 2. And so the Raging Red will get a 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
That time David Lee Smith came up right up in the middle and was able to wrap him up. They're running a lot to Mitchell right now.
Yes.
I guess they're saving up Toombs for later in the game, kind of like Henderson did with
with Neal.
Yes, him.
I think it's very possible they have been kind of trying to lull the Buckeyes to sleep with Mitchell, thinking they'll forget about Toombs, but I can assure you they have had, as this Gilmer Buckeye defensive unit, the name Jamar Toombs pounded into them all week. 1st and 10 at the Kilgore 45 for the Bulldogs. Rafe Mata calls out the signals. He sends Toombs in motion, throws a pass to Toombs. He catches it at the 49-yard line, dropped immediately as 3 Buckeye defenders on him. They move it back to the 48 now. Gain of a long 3 on the play. Call it 2nd down, and about 6.5 needed for the 1st down at the 48.
It's like every time Toombs is getting the ball, there's 3, 4, 5 Buckeyes on him. They are stopping him because if he gets room to run, they know he's gone.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. They know they have got to keep him in check. In comes Mitchell with the play now as Toombs goes back. No, Toombs stayed in. It was Davis that went out. Mitchell has the play, and there seems to be a little question on the part of the Raging Red. Finally, they get it sorted out. Rafe Mata rushes his team up to the line of scrimmage. 6:05 and counting left in the first half. Hablinski out wide to the left side. Ryder out wide right. Faking the handoff, rolling right, going back to pass. The pass is complete, but what a hit. It's good enough for the 1st down to Toombs, but I guarantee you Will Farrell made him feel that one. He thought he was going to catch that. He was behind all the defenders. He forgot about the safety coming up, and corner rather coming up, and boy did he ever pay for that one.
He hit the corner of a brick wall, or a brick wheel that time, and that hurt me, and I'm sitting up here 50, 100 yards away from it.
And that's got to really feel bad on a night as cold as this one is. Ryder out wide left, Hablinski wide right, 1st and 10. Going on the quick handoff to Davis up the middle. He squirts free for 4 yards to the Buckeye 40. That'll bring up 2nd down and a short 6. Buckeyes need to tighten defensively. They've been giving up the nickel and dime stuff down the field here as the Bulldogs started, if I'm correct in remembering it, about their 28-yard line or so. So they have gotten a pretty good drive going here. The Buckeyes need to shut it down. And once again, it will be Hablinski wide right, Ryder wide left. And the Buckeyes coming up threatening a blitz. Pitch back, and they are in position to make the move, but Mitchell almost cuts out and pulls the miracle off. Fortunately for the Buckeyes, he didn't quite get that corner turned. And the gain is minimal for about 4 yards down to the 37-yard line. Third down and a long 2. And I'll tell you what, that time Tim Ford took a slide and a half on that mud as he came sliding across there.
It's like we're going to have a hard time seeing some of the numbers for the defense, like number 32, Anthony Hawkins, right there. And it's like a mud bowl right there on the 35-yard line.
And it's going to do nothing but get worse, especially when you run a sweep over on this side of the field. That's really the only spot on the field that's bad. Handoff going to Davis up the middle. And he will have the first down, I do believe, from where they have it spotted just inside the Buckeye 35. 4:22 left here in the first half. The Buckeye defense needs to tighten up. They certainly don't want to get themselves in the bind they've had before. Well, now the officials say fourth down, and then now they say, no, we'll measure to see. Let's take a timeout with them.
So nothing really happens on Tuesday? I mean, Monday's the beginning of the week, Wednesday's halfway through, Thursday's the day before the weekend, and Friday through Sunday, well, it is the weekend. But Tuesday, nothing. So McDonald's decided to make Tuesdays really special with family fun nights from 4 to 8 p.m. For kids 12 and under, eat free. For each extra value meal you buy, you get a free cheeseburger, small fry, and a child-sized drink. And there's free mini cones. Good for Tuesday. Hey, maybe you should change that to Tuesday. Details of participating McDonald's, dine-in only.
Well, as you could see, he missed it by about the length of the ball, so it will be fourth down. Needless to say, on 4th and a foot from the Buckeye 35, or inside the Buckeye 35, the Kilgore Bulldogs will be going for it. They will send once again J.J. Hablinski wide to the right side, and wide left again will be Corey Ryder. They say start the clock. Rafe Mata looks over the Buckeye defense. They put everybody up right near the line of scrimmage trying to stop this thing. They hand off to Toombs, and he will get the first down and almost breaks out and gets more. He's down to the Buckeye 32, 1st and 10.
Austin Banks, Wood, and Gilmer. Or give them a call at 843-5574. You'll be glad you did.
Once again, it's Ryder wide left, Hablinski wide right. The pass going for Hablinski, and look out. Great play by Tron Webb to break that one up, as I thought Hablinski was going to catch that thing, and if he did, he probably would have been able to squirt into the end zone for the touchdown. Great defensive play by Tron Webb.
He just happened to turn around at the at the last moment. If he would have turned around probably a couple of seconds sooner, that would have been a pick for him, because that was just perfectly. And he was taller, way taller than the receiver, and he was able to just get up and act like he's playing baseball and bat it down.
Well, fortunately for the Buckeyes, it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the Buckeye 33 for the Raging Red. This time, Hablinski will be wide left and Ryder wide right. Only one man in the backfield. That's Jamar Toombs, so you would think this might be a passing down. Long count by Mata. He goes with the draw to Toombs, and the Buckeyes were ready for that one. Toombs just fighting, keeping the feet churning, trying to get something out of it. But when you've got 8 men right up there on the line of scrimmage like the Buckeyes did, not even a strong back like Jamar Toombs is going to break through that wall. Gain of a couple, so 3rd down and 8 from about the Buckeye 31 now. 3:20 and counting left here in the first half. If you joined us late, carbon copy of last week. The Gilmer Buckeyes shut the Henderson Lions down in the first quarter inside their 5 last week. They do it to the Raging Red thanks to an illegal procedure tonight, and we're still sitting at 0-0. This time both Ryder and Hablinski will go wide to the right on 3rd and 8. Dropping back to pass once again, Rafe Mata. He has the man open, and the Buckeye defender, Tron Webb, fell down, and Mata will get into, no he won't, I was about to say into the end zone, but he gets to the 1-yard line. And the fact that Tron Webb slipped down, it wasn't that Hablinski ran that great a pattern. He did not have Tron Webb beat, but Tron was trying to make the cut. And that turf out there being a little slick, Tron slid down and getting up a little bit slow also. The ball is on the 1-foot line, and that may end up to be very costly for the Buckeyes. Coach Doug Bush saying in the pregame that he felt that this wet field would favor the Kilgore Bulldogs, and it did there because the Buckeyes unable to make the cut defensively. 1st and goal from the 1-foot line. Look for Toombs here. Mata handing off to Toombs, and he is stopped. No, they say he does get in. I thought they had him stopped, but he only had the length of the ball to go for the touchdown. Jamar Toombs gets in, does his little dance in the end zone, and with 2:33 left in the first half, it's the Kilgore Bulldogs 6, the Gilmer Buckeyes 0. We'll have the point after attempt in just a moment here by Daniel Chappell, the 145-pound sophomore. And as soon as they go for the PAT, we'll take a quick break. And hopefully the Buckeyes can come back here before the half is over. As you're aware, they'll have to kick off to the Raging Red to start the third quarter. They're set. Long count. Here comes the snap. Put it down. Chappell puts it up and through. And our score, the Kilgore Bulldogs 7, the Gilmer Buckeyes 0.
A better way to get that great smoky taste. Golden Corral's new smokehouse steak dinner. A half-pound sirloin sizzling with the flavor of an old-fashioned smokehouse. Only $4.99 for a limited time at Golden Corral.
The Gilmer Mirror at 214 Marshall at the intersection of Highways 154 and 271 wishes the Gilmer Buckeyes great success in 1996. The Gilmer Mirror and Upshur County.
And it will once again be Chappell kicking away to David Lee Smith and Rico Gardner. Here goes the kick, and it will be taken once again by David Lee Smith at the 8-yard line. He starts left, cuts back right, looking for a hole, finds one, and he's got one man to beat. If he can beat him, he may have a chance. David Lee at the 50, the 45, and down at the 41-yard line of the Raging Red. But this one's coming back. The Buckeyes committed one of those illegal hit to the backs, I'm afraid.
You notice that kicker was really, really slow there, Chappell. He was just trying to slow him up and fake him. That stinks.
Yep. Illegal hands to the back against the Gilmer Buckeyes. That flag is at the 31, so it will be 15 yards from point of infraction. So that will move the Buckeyes back to about the 16-yard line, and instead of what would have been an excellent situation for the Buckeyes, well, it's a 10-yard mark off, rather. I said 15, but 10, so they actually call the holding. And that will put the ball back at the 21. Buckeye partisans a little bit upset about that. Let's just see how mad it made the Buckeyes. Did it make them mad enough to come back and score a touchdown and get this thing even? Stay tuned, folks.
I think he was just giving a pat, say, hey, okay, play's over. You don't have to run down the field. That's what I think he was doing. And somebody down the field down in the press box was like, get an eye, ref.
Well, the sad thing about that, it happened well after David Lee Smith was passed where it did happen. It will be Bentley Bowden out wide to the right side. Out wide left will be Clyde Osborne. The pitch back going to Rico Gardner, and boy, oh boy, the Raging Red was back there that time as the touchdown apparently fired Kilgore's defense up. They drop Rico on the pitch out for a 3-yard loss back to the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 13, and now the Buckeyes have to make sure that they don't go 3 and out and give this Raging Red team an opportunity to put another touch on the board, because I don't think there's any way you're going to come from 14 down to beat them.
That's true. I'm thinking, that the defense needs a little bit more time to rest, because they were on that field during that Kilgore drive for 20, 30 minutes.
That's the truth.
And that's going to wear them down just like last week.
2nd and 13. It will be Casey Hathaway wide right. Handoff, though, goes up the middle to Carlos Smith. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That's about it. And now Kilgore says, we want a timeout. We want an opportunity to get the ball again because it'll be 3rd down and 10. Let's take it with them.
Logo at 118 Davis Street on the west side of the square in Gilmer is your one-stop location for the team sports apparel. The Logo has T-shirts for all area schools, as well as college and professional teams. And they can customize any shirt or jacket they sell to meet your needs. Stop by today and check out their complete selection of sportswear. That's the Logo, 118 Davis Street on the west side of the square in Gilmer. They proudly back the Buckeyes.
Gilmer National Bank proudly invites you to stop by their new location at 900 Northwood in Gilmer today. You'll love the easy access into and out of the bank on Highway 271. Besides the same friendly folks you've been used to dealing with, they also feature an international ATM machine that accepts all ATM and credit cards. And be sure to ask about their new 24-hour telebank service that allows you to make numerous transactions by phone 24 hours a day. Stop by today at 900 Northwood in Gilmer, and you'll say, Gilmer National, that's my bank.
3rd down and wide in the formation. That'll be Bentley Bowden wide to the left. Faking the handoff is Tron. He slips again, throws the pass to Brad Jones up at the 25. He's to the 29-yard line, but that's going to be 2 yards short of the yardage needed for the first down, so the Buckeyes will have to punt as a timeout called once again by the Raging Red. And as you could see, Tron Webb slipped on that turf once again. Had it not been for the slip, I think he probably would have been able to have had enough time that time on the rollout to have found a receiver. Well, by the line of scrimmage, they're waiting opportunity, hopefully in their minds, to get a punt blocked. They know the Buckeyes have had problems with that. A good snap. Tron Webb gets it, gets a nice kickoff. Once again, Rafe Mata calling for the fair catch, and he makes it at the Kilgore Raging Red 40, and they will take over 1st and 10 from that spot.
Cellular and E-Tex Telephone Cooperative are your hometown community partners for telecommunication services in Upshur and Marion counties. E-Tex Cellular, in cooperation with 360 Communications, can give you the latest in cellular telephones. E-Tex Cellular specialists will help you choose the phone and service package that is just right for you. Cellular phones are great for security when you or a loved one has to do a lot of traveling. E-Tex Cellular backs the Buckeyes and is your local hometown community partner. For more information, call Bruce Maurer or Beverly Slatter at 1-800-657-5251.
And as you can see, the gadget play totally faked the Gilmer Buckeyes out, as somebody forgot to go down and cover Jamar Toombs, and that may be all she wrote before halftime here for the Buckeyes. What happened, it was J.J. Hablinski coming out straight across from the line of scrimmage at about the 40-yard line. Then he took the lateral pass as he was actually behind the quarterback, and then threw to a wide-open Jamar Toombs, not a Gilmer defender within 20 yards of him. He races into the end zone, and that makes it 13-0 now in favor of the Raging Red with 1:10 left in the half, and that may have just taken the wind out of the sails of these Buckeyes, as Chappell now will attempt the point after and try to make it a 14-zip ball game. He gets the snap, the kick is up, through, and good, and bam, bam, just like last week, only last week it was with 6 minutes left in the game. Tonight, it's in the last 6 minutes of the half. 2 quick touchdowns, and the Raging Red 3-0 coming in on their way to a very, very impressive victory here. The Buckeye defense not quite as sharp tonight. Of course, the first touchdown, as we said, Tron Webb slipped setting up that first one, but that time the Buckeye defense just absolutely forgot to cover Toombs coming out of the backfield. It cost them dearly, and with 1:10 left in the first half, the Bulldogs are up 14-0, and the Buckeyes now in a situation where they have to kick off to Kilgore to start the second half. And I'll tell you, I'm beginning to see the light a little bit of what Coach Doug Bush said. He had said at the beginning of the season, everybody was giving Kilgore the nod, or rather Henderson the nod as the team to beat, but he said all along he felt that Kilgore was the team to beat. And I must say, I have been much, much more impressed with the Kilgore Bulldog offense than I was the Henderson Lion defense.
Yes.
Coach Dennis Alexander's winning on defense, but if he ever gets in a game where he finds a team that can run against him, he's going to be in big trouble. And I'll tell you, you got to be pulling for Kilgore if it comes down to that over Henderson.
Well, Kilgore has the big offensive line where Henderson doesn't have the big defense.
Here goes the kick by Chappell. The Buckeyes need to do something. They won't get a chance on this one, though, as it will go out of bounds, and Kilgore will kick it off once again. And we'll take a quick break while they re-tee it.
Michael, you seem lost in your thoughts.
I'm just thinking about Amy. Oh, sure. $1.99 McDonald's hamburger Happy Meal makes her happy now.
Those are the best French
A
fries.
hamburger, drink, fries, and a toy for just $1.99. Next, you'll want prom dress. You don't get those for $1.99. And a sports car for $1.99. Today, it's $1.99 McDonald's hamburger Happy Meal.
It was a kick into the end zone, but I don't think Chappell's leg's strong enough to do that against this 20-mile-an-hour wind, and in fact it isn't. David Lee Smith takes it at the 10, almost fell down, looking for a wedge. He finds one, and just as he is about to break free, he is stopped up at the 37.5-yard line. 1:03 left in the half. Now, in my opinion, in order to have a realistic shot to win this ball game still, and it's not over yet, folks, but the Buckeyes absolutely have to get a score here before the half. That will not be easy, but with Tron Webb in there, with the passing game at least capable of working, I think it's a matter of urgency. They have got to get a score on the scoreboard before the half here. They will go with Bentley Bowden out wide to the left side and Casey Hathaway wide right, threatening a blitz.